set a little side position here for you. I'm going to have my feet just about an inch or two apart. I'm going to place the sticks at 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock, but I'm going to bring the bottoms of the sticks relatively close to my toes. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to step back with my right foot. I have my hands just about chest level. I'm going to push my sticks into the floor at about 40% tension. And what we're going to do here is back heel is up. I'm going to come forward onto my left toes, and I'm going to reach forward with my right arm as I pull my left arm back. I'm going to come back and repeat. So I'm loading the left toes, reaching forward with that right arm, retracting the left, come back. Let's go 2 more. I'm pushing the sticks into the floor the whole time at about 40 to 50% tension. 1 more. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Breathe. Your weight's going forward onto that front foot. Let's go ahead and switch feet. So bring your right foot up. Make sure it's in the same alignment as your left foot, and then step back with your left foot. Back heel stays up. Push the sticks into the floor about 40-50% tension. Reach forward with the left hand. Shift your weight forward onto your right toes. Retract your right scapula. Come back. 3 more. Back leg stays nice and straight. 2 more. One more. Back to center and relax. Okay. Let's place one stick down. Stick is parallel with the floor at sternum level, palms facing forward. Feet together. What we're going to do here is we're going to push in on the stick as we go into rotation. We're going to pull apart on the stick as we come back out of rotation. So what I want to do here is shorten the stick at about 50% tension. I'm going to push in. I'm going to step forward with my left foot and turn to my left. I'm trying to shorten that stick. And now pull apart as you step back. Push in on the stick. Step forward with the left foot, with the right foot. Rotate to the right. And pull apart and step back. Let's do 2 more at each side. Shorten the stick. Step forward with the left foot. Rotate to the left. Try to keep your hips square or facing forward. Pull apart. Push in. Step forward with the right foot. Rotate to the right. Pull apart, step back. 1 more to each side. You should be able to step back in one smooth push off. If you're taking multiple steps to get back, then shorten your step. All right? Shorten the stick, step, rotating to the left. Try to get as much rotation as you can. Pull apart, step back. Ready? Push in on the stick, step forward with the right foot, rotating to the right. Try to get as much rotation as we can. Pull apart and step back. Whoa, that one was a little drunk, huh? Okay, take a few seconds. Now, let's set your feet apart a little bit. Let's place the stick against the right instep. Right hand is about 3 o'clock position and about top of the head level. Let's push the stick into the floor at 40-50% tension. And now keep that arm at that 3 o'clock position and laterally lunge and reach to your left. You're reaching out to your 9. You're loading this left hip. Reach back. Exhale as you lunge laterally to your left. Come back. 2 more. One more. And come back. Let's switch sides. Stick is against the left instep. Hand is at 9 o'clock. Hand is just about top of the head level. Push the stick into the floor at 40 or 50% tension. Feel the lateral tissues here. And now reach out, exhale. Reach out to your 3, loading this right leg. Step back, 3 more reps, ready? Two more. One more. And back to center. Let's go back to your parallel at sternum level position. Let's go split stance. So we're going to go right foot back, head looking straight ahead, and let's start to forward kayak. Remember, your elbows are in extension. There's no flexion in the elbow joint. Back heel stays up. Start to put a little bit more weight on that front leg. So you should have about 70%, maybe 80% of your load on that front leg. Breathing. Gliding the shoulder blades along the rib cage. And now reverse. Going backwards. Try not to lean back. Don't get into the lumbar spine as we're doing this reverse kayak or backstroke. Keep your elbows straight. And relax. Let's switch feet. Let's put that left foot back. Back heel stays up. Arms are extended. Ready? And begin your forward kayaking. Nice, easy breaths. You got about 70, 80% of your load is on that front leg. And now reverse. Going backwards. Remember, it's like a backstroke for people that are familiar with swimming. Elbows stay straight. The back or the posterior arm line should be feeling like it's pulling the stick apart. And relax. Let's grab both sticks again. Let's work on that internal and external hip rotation. Feet together. Sticks at 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock. Bottom of the stick slightly angled towards you. Hands are chest level. Let's push those sticks into the floor, about 50% tension. Let's bring that right hip up into flexion. The femur, or the upper leg bone, is equal distance to between both sticks. Our foot is about 8 to 10 inches off the floor. Ready? Let's go internal rotation, tap the right stick. External rotation, tap the left. Just the instep or the side of the foot is touching, not the bottom of the foot. If you have problems getting your foot out to one of the sticks, bring just that stick in closer to your midline. Stay nice and tall through the spine. Back to external, back to center. Now let's bring the leg up a little bit higher. And we want that ground leg or your static leg, which right now for me is my left, to stay nice and still. We don't want my left hip flopping side to side and accommodating for my lack of range of motion. So we want to be very aware if you feel that you have leaky hips or leaky butt. Once again, bring the sticks in closer to you. Maximal hip flexion. So we have our third level. Just tapping the sticks back and forth. Keeping that upper leg bone right in between the middle of the sticks. And relax. Now let's go ahead and switch sides. Ready? 50% tension. Push. Bring your left hip up into flexion. your left foot is about 8 inches off the floor. Internal rotation, external. And right when we start, right away, you're going to notice there's a difference from one hip to the other. One hip, the static leg may not be as strong, maintaining stability. Your active leg may not be as well on either aspect of either the internal or the external rotation. Back to center, midpoint. So we're at our second level. We're bringing the hip up into a little bit more flexion. As we're using our visual feedback, you should be able to look down at your femur and see that you can control it right in between the sticks. Back to center, maximal hip flexion. So you should feel your hip flexors on the left side. You should feel that right glute talking to you because that right glute is working hard to maintain right hip extension right now. And relax. Nice. Okay, let's go with that lateral line tissue. Feet together, sticks at 3 and 9. Move the bottom of the sticks about a foot away from you. Hands are shoulder level. Let's drive those sticks into the floor, 50% tension. Pull your right leg straight out to the side. So the middle of the foot is pushing against the stick. We have no external rotation of the hip. Everything must be facing forward, and squeeze the glutes and keep the pelvis underneath you. One of the common things we'll see here is the hips go backwards into an anterior pelvic tilt. Now slide the foot forward, active leg lift. Here's where the hips may start to shoot back. Squeeze the left glute, tuck that pelvis, nice tall spine. Keep your leg facing forward, so no external rotation right now. We're working lateral tissue, not anterior. And relax. Let's switch sides. Ready? Push 50%. Left leg straight out to the side. Breathe. Slide foot forward, active lift. Left leg is staying straight. Right leg is staying straight. Nice tall position. You should feel all the left lateral tissues working through the left hip up into the left shoulder, lat area. And relax. Nice. Let's go through that again, except now we're going to add some multiplanar. So we're going to add multi-direction, I should say. So we're going to add lateral with anterior and posterior push and pull. Here we go. 50% tension, drive, push. Lat should be engaged, nice tall spine. Bring your right leg straight out to the side and push. Squeeze the glutes, pull that pelvis underneath you. Remember, if your hips were a bucket, we want to keep the water in the bucket. So if you push your butt backwards, you're going to still start spilling water out of the front of the bucket. Slide your foot forward, active lift, and now push backwards into the stick. The back of the leg should be driving against that stick. Right now we're working lateral posterior tissues on that right side. Breathe. Your static leg or left leg should be fighting, resisting rotation. Ease off. Bring the leg behind the stick. Lift and push forward. Your lateral anterior tissues are working on that right side. Push down a little harder with that right hand. And relax. Let's switch sides. Here we go. Take a few seconds. Ready? And push. 50% tension. Bring that left leg straight out and push. Full inhale, full exhale. Slide your foot forward, active lift, and now push back. Drive. Lateral posterior tissues on that left leg, left hip. You should feel your anterior left arm line resisting that drive backwards. Ease off. Bring the leg behind the stick, lift up and push forward. So now we have lateral anterior tissues on that left hip, And you should feel your posterior left arm fighting, resisting that push. Your right leg is resisting rotation. And relax. Now, the next thing we're going to do is sissy squats. Sissy squats are named after the Greek character Sisyphus. It's not because you're a pansy or a sissy. It's Zeus destined him to push a rock up the hill for the rest of eternity. And going backwards, pushing the rock up, is one of the methodologies that he's pictured using. And that requires a lot of anterior leg drive. So if you have some knee issues, this is a drill that's going to be very good for you. But make sure you're self-regulating and staying in an area where you're not giving too much stimulus, all right? Set your feet about shoulder width apart. Place the sticks in line with the toes. Move the sticks about 10 inches in front of the toes. Hands are going to be chest or shoulder level. Push the sticks into the floor, 50% tension. Bring your heels up. So my back heels are up, my toes are in extension. I'm making sure that I'm centering the weight on my toes. I don't want to be out to the side, everted out as far as on my little toes too much. I don't want to be in on my big toes too much. Let's center the weight on those feet. Squeezing the glutes, tucking the pelvis. Start to lean back and drive your knees forward and down towards the sticks and hold. Breathe. Full inhale, full exhale. You should be feeling all the front part of the legs. Breathe. And then drive back up. I'll take a little side profile so you can see a little bit better what's happening from a different viewpoint. Here we go. 50% tension. Drive the sticks into the floor. Bring the heels up. And now start to squeeze the glutes. So I'm lowering my knees while simultaneously pushing them forward. Breathe. Full inhale, full exhale. Come back up. Let's do 2 more reps. Some people's sissy squats may literally just be this. And it's perfectly fine. That's where your skill level is at right now, and that's where you need to become stronger. Okay, ready? Push the sticks into the floor, heels up, squeezing the glutes, driving the pelvis underneath you. Remember, you shouldn't be feeling this in the low back. If you feel this in the low back, tuck that pelvis a little bit more. Come back up. 1 more rep. This is number 4. Ready? Push. Heels up. Squeezing the glutes, tucking that pelvis. Full inhale. Full exhale. And relax. Nice. The sticks on that drill allow for better stability, so that way we actually have the ability to stay in that position for more time under load, time under tension, so that way we can create some better changes a lot quicker, all right? Now, let's work some single leg. Let's bring our feet relatively close together. We're gonna place the stick at 3 o'clock, and it's about a foot away from my midfoot. Right hand is just about eyeball level, so the right hand is not going to change position, and don't let the stick change its arm slot. Keep that stick at 3 o'clock. Let's bring that left leg up. So I'm on my right foot. Take that left hand, and now we're going to squat, not hinge, but squat. Lower yourself on this right leg. Imagine that you're reaching for your toes with that left hand, and hold position. Breathe. You should really be feeling that work on the dorsiflexion of that right ankle. Try to keep your head in line with over the right foot. Don't lean on the stick. The stick is there just for that added stability. Push the floor away from you and stand all the way back up. Let's switch sides. Stick at 9 o'clock. Bottom of the stick about a foot away from you. Left hand is about eyeball level. Push the stick into the floor, about 50% tension. Bring your right leg up. Right hand, squat on this left leg. Try to imagine you're reaching for your left toes with your right hand. Keep your head over your left foot. Don't be leaning out to the side. Breathe. If you need to move your leg back, that's fine, but I prefer to have it in front because you're going to feel more weight or more load on this left leg. Push the floor away from you. If you want to experience that subtle difference, when you're at the bottom, push your leg back and then bring your leg forward and feel what happens on your ground leg. Okay, 3 o'clock, rep 2. We're going to do 3 reps on each leg. Ready? 50% tension into the floor with the stick. Left hip up and squat on this right leg and hold. Remember, head is above the right foot. If we move the leg back, the left leg, you can feel that change in the pressure on the right leg. Pull it forward, hold it, and now push the floor away from you. Switch sides. Rep 2 on the left side. Stick is at 9 o'clock. Push the stick into the floor. Bring that right hip up into flexion and squat on this left leg. The left heel is staying flat. We are not lifting that left heel up off the floor. Breathe. Push the floor away from you with that left foot. Remember, always remember, anytime you're driving away from the ground, your objective should always be to push the ground away from you, and that way you really get those feet to initiate the movement. Stick at 3 o'clock. Hand is eyeball level. Left leg up and squat. Head stacked over the right toes, right foot. Breathing. Remember, feel the difference between pulling the leg back and then pulling the leg forward. Push the floor away from you and stand back up. Last rep on the left side. Stick is at 9 o'clock. Hand is eyeball level. Push the stick into the floor. Bring that right hip up into flexion and let's squat. Remember, push the right leg back. And now pull the right leg forward. And now push the floor away from you with that left leg. All right. Okay, so let's grab that chair. Remember to set an object on top of it so that the chair doesn't flip over because we're going to pull against it. All right. So for me, this bench has got some weight to it, so I don't have to worry about that. Put one end of the stick under the lip of the seat. I'm going to set my feet, step away from the chair. Overhand grip on the stick. I'm in my hinge pattern. All right? So here's what my side profile looks like. Back is straight. The hand that's closest to the seat. So in this case, my left hand is my action hand. This is my primary objective. My outer arm is going to be my secondary. It's going to reflexively start to push. Ready? And when I say exhale and pull, exhale, pull that left hand up. As you pull that left hand up, try to retract that left scapula, and you're going to feel the right arm reflexively push. And relax. Ready? And exhale and pull. And relax. Ready? Exhale, pull. and relax. Take a little breather. So remember, don't round the back. We want to keep a flat back. You should actually feel a lot of tension being built up in this region, that mid-thoracolumbar junction, all right? Now, let's place the stick on top, and we're going to push down toward the anterior arm line. So set the stick on top, hinge position, so try to lower your sternum or your stomach towards your quads. Your elbows are flexed a little bit. Ready? Exhale, and with the left hand, push. Ease off. Remember, the hand closest to the resistance point is your primary mover. This arm is only reflexively reacting. Ready? Exhale and push. Ease off. One more. Ready? Exhale, push. And relax. Let's go ahead, switch sides. I'll actually move this bench to the other side real quick. Sorry, give me a quick second here. All right, ready? I'm underneath. Ready? Hinge position with the right hand. Exhale and pull. Ease off. Ready? Rep 2. Exhale, pull. Active pull with that right shoulder, right arm, reflexive push with the left. Ease off. One more. Ready? Pull. And relax. Take a second, and now we're gonna push. Okay, ready? Stick is on top of the chair now. Bent over position, hinge pattern, a little bit of flex in the elbows. With that inside or right hand right here, exhale and push. Ease off. Ready? Rep 2. Exhale, push. Ease off. One more. Ready? And relax. Nice. Whew. Gets you sweating in the morning. So I'll move that chair back. Okay. Now, let's work. We'll do single stick. Let's work half kneeling position. So let's grab your pad, place that on the floor. We're going to use the seat of the chair to prop your foot up. If it's too high of an angle for you, then if you have some yoga blocks or something a little bit shorter, maybe even stack a couch cushion or 2 couch cushions up, that's even better for you, all right? We're going to take that left foot and we're going to place it on top. And so the left knee is on the pad. So see where the top of my left foot is and my left knee. Remember, the lower leg bone is in line with your upper leg bone. So it's not externally rotated. So we don't want this foot in towards your midline. We want it to be centered. I have my stick on my left side. So my left stick is literally in line with my left hip. And I'm going to move it forward 1 arm's length. From here, take the top of the stick, angle it towards you, and reach up with that left hand. Take the right hand, reach across and grab the stick sternum level. At 30% tension, I want you to push the stick into the floor with that left hand pushing down. You should feel your lat. You should feel all the tissues in the rib cage area engaging and pulling that scapula down. Push the top of the left foot down into the pad. You should feel that resonate all the way through the front here. Take this left glute, squeeze it, and give me a posterior pelvic tuck. Stay out of the low back, so you're not arching your back to get that tuck. You're taking the bottom of the hip and pushing it forward, and taking the top of the hip and rolling it back. You should feel a nice increased stretch in this whole left front line here. Breathe. And now take the stick and move the stick to the right. Keep the right hip still though, so don't let this right leg fly out to the side. Hold that position. Ease off. Come back to center. Take a second. We're going to do that again. Here we go. Ready? You should be able to actually reach up a little bit higher this time, but only reach up as far as you can control your rib cage. If you're arching your back to reach up, don't reach up any higher. Okay, ready? Here we go. Push the stick into the floor, 30% tension with the left hand. Pushing the top of the left foot down into the pad. Squeezing that left glute, posterior pelvic tuck. And rotate to the right. And now with that right hand, retract your scapula. Try to create a little flex in that stick. Breathe. Ease off. Back to center. Okay, ready? Rep 3. Okay, ready? Push the stick into the floor with that left hand. Push the top of the left foot into the pad, squeeze the left glute, posterior pelvic tuck, and rotate to the right. When you get to your end range, hold there, hang out there, and now pull the stick towards you with that right hand. And relax. Alrighty. Let's switch sides. Right knee is down on the floor. The top of the right foot is on the chair, couch cushions, whatever. It may just even be on the floor. If you're really tight through your anterior tissue line, then your ankle is extended and the top of your foot is flat on the ground. Place the left leg in front. Stick is in line or right in front of the left hip. Move the stick forward 1 arm's length and then angle the top of the stick towards you. Reach straight up with that right hand as long as you don't arch the back to do that. For some people reaching up, this is all they have. And that's perfectly fine. Okay, ready? 30% tension. Push the stick into the floor with that right hand. Push the top of the right foot down into the seat. Squeeze that right glute and give me a posterior pelvic tuck. And now rotate to the left. Keep this left hip, facing forward. So don't let this hip fly out. Breathe. Ease off, come back to center. If you can, reach up just a smidge bit higher. Okay, ready? 30% tension, push. Push the top of the right foot down into the pad. And now rotate to the left. Squeeze that right glute, posterior pelvic tuck. And now with that left hand, pull the stick towards you. So you're retracting that left scap. You're going to feel those obliques engaging. That posterior oblique sling. Ease off. Come back to center. We have 1 more rep. Here we go. Ready? Pushing the left hand down with the right hand into the stick. Top of the right foot. Squeeze the right glute. Posterior pelvic tuck. And rotate. Breathe. And now with that left hand, pull. Nice tall spine. Back to center and relax. So, when we're in the half kneeling position and we want to stretch the anterior tissue, why do I constantly stress a neutral hip position. Here's the reason why. Quick explanation. Here, from this angle, you can't see my back foot. So when I do a posterior pelvic tilt or lean or really open my front angle, I'm actually getting my front. If my back foot is in towards my center, now you can see my left foot, I've actually taken my femur and externally rotated out. So now if I do the same thing, I'm actually going to start hitting my midline or my inner thigh as opposed to the front of my thigh. So that's the reason why, quick explanation, why we want that back hip in neutral position or the down hip in neutral position. Now, let's grab both sticks. Let's go posterior to anterior. Set your feet nice and wide, a little wider than shoulder width. Sticks inside the insteps. We haven't done the human sail in a while. Hands are just about top of the head level. Push the sticks into the floor, 30% tension. Remember, we're stretching, so nice and light. And now hinge. Push your hips straight backwards. So right now we're doing a standing child's pose. I'm taking my sternum and I'm taking my stomach and I'm trying to push it down towards the floor. Not my head. I'm just simply trying to pull my sternum down towards the ground. I'm pushing my butt straight backwards. I have a soft angle at the knees. Breathe. Try to lengthen the arms. Try to reach them forward as you're pushing the sticks down. Come back up. And again, let's go into that posterior. Push and hinge. Now let's get a little bit of lateral in with that posterior. Shift your weight to your left hip, but keep the sticks right where they're at. And as you straighten your right leg and shift more weight to that left, you'll actually feel an increased stretch in that left lat. Come back to center, shift your weight back to center. Now go to the right. So you're pushing that left leg straight, shifting your hips, your weight over to your right hip. And now you should feel an increased stretch in that right lat, or even maybe the left lat, wherever you're more tight. Shift weight back to your left hip. And remember, wherever you're tightest, when we go into these stretches, if you're not exactly feeling a stretch where I'm feeling a stretch, doesn't mean it's wrong. Back to the right hip. Our movement patterns, our life experience, our mindset, our injury history, they all play major key factors in where we experience certain things in our body. Back to center. Come back up. Squeezing the glutes. Lean back. Head back. Pull the arms back. Back to center. Okay, ready? Let's go 2 more reps on that. Push the sticks into the floor. Squeeze the glute, tuck the pelvis. Back to center. Remember, make sure you can breathe when you're in that back position. If you can't breathe there, then decrease your back bend. Don't go back as far. Ready? Push, squeeze the glutes, tuck the pelvis. Pull the arms back. Come back to center and relax. Take a second. Lateral bow and arrow. Feet about shoulder width or hip width apart. Place the stick at 3 o'clock. Right elbows at about 90 degrees. Make sure both hips are square. Reach over with that left hand. pushing your hip out to the side first to 9 o'clock, then extend the arms away from you to 3. Hold that position. And now don't move the stick or the hands or the arm lines, but take the hips and rotate them in towards the stick, and now rotate them away from the stick. You're still trying to push the hips away from the stick though. So we're flossing that rotation. Rotate in, rotate away, keep the head tilted sideways. One more, rotate in, rotate away. And as we rotate away, that's where you should feel that nice increased stretch through the front, and relax. Let's switch sides. Stick is at 9 o'clock, left elbow is about 90 degrees. Reach over the top with the right arm. Push your hips out to the side to 3 o'clock first, and then extend the arms away from you. Both arms are straight, head is tilted. Breathe, keep the ribs to the hips. And now don't move the stick or the arm lines. Turn the hips towards the stick, and then turn the hips away from the stick. Towards the stick, away from the stick. 2 more. Towards the stick, away from the stick. 1 more. Towards the stick, away from the stick. Back to center, and relax. Whew. Great work today, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it, as always. We will see you back here Thursday morning, same time, same bat channel. Also, on Sunday, I will be doing another question and answer. We're going to go for the first one. Love the first one. The interaction was great. Questions were good. I'm sorry I didn't get to all the questions that were popping up on the screen. If you missed a question, come back on Sunday, ask it again. I'll try to get to it, I promise. I shouldn't promise. I can't guarantee that either. But I'll try to get as many answered as possible. We're going to extend it to an hour and a half. So Sunday, 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 noon East Coast time, 90-minute question and answer. Have your questions ready. If you want, you can message us early with the questions ahead of time. That would be great, so that way I have them prepared, and that way we can just start to flow. But if not, no big deal. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you Thursday morning. Until then, peace. Love you guys. Let's be good to each other.